After you have moved your triangles, your completed tessellation should look something like this in Illustrator, of course. Now we're going to and finally color it, and gives you a chance to explore different coloring options using the Live Paint tool. So in order to do this, let's first go to the layer that contains your completed tessellation. On mine, it's the design layer right here, and I want you to point your mouse to the layer beside the name, press down and drag to the new layer button to create a copy of the layer. Hide the copy by turning off the visibility, the eyeball, and then enable the layer with your tessellation. We do that because once we create a live paint object, you are unable to make any editing changes with the paths that you've created in the original tessellation, in the original triangle. Now this time we're going to marquee select, put your mouse at the top left corner and draw and create the marquee selection like so. Then go to Object Menu, Live Paint, Make. At this point now, your tessellation is a container into which you will pour colors that you will emit from the Live Paint tool. Now let's go over to the tool panel and find the Live Paint, which is on the first column, and it's down here. And right now, this is the Live Paint bucket. If yours is not there, point to the lower right corner and you'll see that it will be sharing the space with the Shape Builder tool. But we want the Live Paint bucket. Another way to get at it is the letter K. Now I come out here, and in order to show you how this works, I'm going to zoom in, Command plus, and space bar is the grabber hand. And let's take a look at what happens. As I hover my mouse over a closed path, the path shows red. And at this point, I can click my mouse, and the color that is in the center block on the icon, on the cursor, that color will go into that filled path, that closed path. Now, how do we change the color? In order to do that, you have to have your swatch panel in view, and you use your right and left arrow keys in order to move along the swatch rows. So right now I'll start hitting my right arrow key, and you'll notice that the center block fills black, and it's also reflecting in the swatch panel. As I hit it again, the swatch panel shows the red swatch, again the yellow swatch, and so forth and so on. As I continue on, using the right arrow key, I go along and I select my color from the swatch panel. Now, before I continue this, let me just fill this and show you. So let's make this one, I'll call this one blue. Again, once you have learned how to do this, it's entirely up to you how you will go about coloring your tessellation. So I'm going to click this one, and it's that light blue color. Now I'm going to go over to the other jagged pointy one and fill that with blue. And now, in order to have some contrast, I'm going to hit the right arrow again, and I'll move over to that color, like a rust color, and I'm going to make this mountain that color, and this one that color, and this one. And now let's do the background of our little sample here, and I'll continue using my mouse, and I'll go over to this color. Again, this is purely as a demonstration, and I'm going to come over to this one, and I'll continue on and make this one that color. Now, the face, again, that is a container of a closed path, and let's make the face over, if I keep on going, it will go over to here, and I'll make it that color, and then I'll click this one, and that made it a darker color. I didn't mean to do that, but that's fine. Now let me change that. I'm going to make it a little lighter, so I'll move it over to here and make it into, no, let's make it contrasting. We'll go here and click like that. Now let's go close up, Command plus, space bar is the grabber hand, point to a side of the mouth, and the mouth, I like to keep it white. So I will use let's try using the up arrow, and it jumped up to the top row. Left arrow moves over and puts white in the middle again. Again, you have to practice working with your nudge keys to see how they toggle around, they navigate this swatch panel. So I'm going to click in that one, and I'll come over here, I'll click in that one. Now let's make the eyes also white. Entirely up to you what you want to do. Now I'm going to go back to my black arrow, click outside. So right now we are able to color that one piece of our tessellation. Now I would like you now to practice this and do the entire design. Entirely up to you what you want to do. And once you have completed it, you are welcome to take out the stroke or leave it in. And just to show you what that would look like, if I go down over to my tool panel and go down and bring the stroke in the front, presently you can see that all the strokes are black. I'm going to point to the none. Well, it's not selected. I'm going to select it like that. I point to none, and now you'll see what it looks like without a stroke. So it's entirely up to you. As you can see, I had only colored the first one, but I had selected all of them. I'm going to do Command Z and undo it just to show you where you're going to start. Command 0 fits in window. So for now, that is the conclusion of the coloring part of this exercise, and you should now take the time to use the live paint bucket tool and the swatch panels and experiment and just see how well you can color your design. When you have completed it, make sure to do File, Save As, or save over what you have done before to upgrade it, and then go to File, Save a Copy, and make the copy into a PDF. Submit that PDF into the Blackboard assignment area for the triangle tessellation.